Welcome back to our weekly walkthrough where we bring the above, below, and talk about the transits you should know. So we are at the end of March in our week of March 30th through April 5th. And with that, this week we're already at Taurus Venus. We're already at the full moon. Time just keeps on flying. We're going to start off with our Eight of Cups. This is a card about emotional movement. It's about going forward. It's about processing and really trying to figure out what lessons are coming with you and which ones you're done with. Like, what are you putting in order right now with your feelings as you're processing things? I think it's interesting because we have the Empress reversed for Monday. And I'm like, but she's moving into domicile. What do you mean? And with Monday, we do have the Virgo moon conjunct the South Node and opposite the North Node. Then at 10 a.m. sharp, Venus moves into Taurus. And then we get the moon opposite Pisces Mercury and sextile Jupiter. And there is this feeling on Monday of like we want to enjoy ourselves, but it's easy to go too far. It's easy to get distracted by the good things when there's still a lot of work to do. So I want you to focus on the work. I want you to really pay attention to what it is that needs to get done. It's not saying don't enjoy yourself, but like give Venus a minute. She's transitioning out of detriment and into domicile. Let her find her footing. Okay. So on Tuesday, the 31st, we have the moon opposite Pisces Mars. I don't love it, especially with the uptick in protesting and civil unrest all over the place and attacks. Mars moon contacts can be violence to the body, and the moon as the body can be the people. So be careful on Tuesday, especially because it is Mars Day. The moon will also trine Uranus and then move into Libra. With the Queen of Swords, this can be being really decisive about what you need. Like, this opposition can put your needs against the actions that are called for, and you need to figure out, like, where is the line? How far are you willing to go to get your results? And can you clearly find that line before you start? On Wednesday, we have our full moon. The moon in Libra will be opposite Neptune, trine Pluto, opposite Saturn, before actually hitting fullness just after 8 p.m. And we're in Mountain Time as per usual. We have the Five of Wands reversed. And this one is from the Luna Lapin Tarot, and we got a bunch of bunnies. Of course, it's me. Of course we have bunnies. But it's frivolous and needless conflict energy that could be better spent elsewhere. It could be turned into jokes and fun, but it's like getting wrapped up in unnecessary drama and power struggles that are really just like, why? Why are we doing this? So ask yourself that question before you start. Like, don't waste your time on Wednesday. Really, instead, reflect on the me versus the we. Reflect on where those lines are. Figure out what it would look like if you actually moved forward in a solid way with your ethos intact instead of getting caught up in these petty squabbles. Thursday, not a whole lot. We have the moon square Jupiter in Cancer, which she's ruling, and that's at about 3 a.m. And then we get a 27-hour void. Of course, for moon, that is, if we remember, the moon kind of adrift without extra support. There's no aspects ahead for over a day. And when that happens, it can feel a little isolating. We can feel under-resourced. We can feel untethered. And in that, we have the Ace of Streetlights. And the Ace of Streetlights is, very, very literal in some ways when we think about the symbolic language of a streetlight. Like, if you are wandering through a dark and a strange place, the streetlight guides the way. And so I want you on Thursday to think about and look for the signs. What are the things that are pulling you forward in that uncertainty, in feeling under-resourced, in the confusion, in the full moon hangover? Like, what are the little omens that are like, hey, go this way? And let those continue to pull you forward. On Friday, we have Mercury trine Jupiter, and then the moon at 6:10 a.m. drops into fall in Scorpio, before making her first aspect, which is an opposition to Taurus Venus at 4:25 p.m., followed by a square to Pluto, and then Venus squares Pluto from the other side, and then we get the moon trine the node. And Friday, we have the Tower reversed. And this is particularly from the Maker's Tarot. It's the computer one, and I find this card can show up when there are tech disasters. Like, it can be very literal. So with all of that happening on Friday, this is like, back up your shit in advance. Don't rely on digital copies of things if you don't have to. Be prepared. Don't ignore necessary updates before Friday. And really, just keep an eye out. This could also be some cyber attack energy because, you know, we're always in our personal micro within the macro. When we hit Saturday, that Scorpio moon trines Jupiter in Cancer and Mercury in Pisces. And this gives us secrets. The Seven of Magpies is that reminder that the only way to really keep a secret is if you forget it. And this is something forgotten that comes back up. And this is that Scorpio moon dredging something up on Saturday and being like, hey, did you hear? And I will be looking at headlines for that one. But also, you know, keep an eye on your personal life, especially in those water sign sectors. Like, there may be something coming up from the past that you get more clarity and understanding on, and possibly even justice. From there, we finish out our week with the Scorpio moon trine Mars in Pisces and opposing Uranus, before we get the Sun-Jupiter square from their exaltation places. Then the moon will move into Sagittarius and will trine Neptune. And this is the Queen of Cups. This, honestly, like, normally I view this as the card of the diviner, but right now I'm actually feeling that it's more about the emotions of people leading to big impact decisions. Like, people are being guided by something they cannot articulate or explain. And in some cases that may be good, and in some cases not so much. Like, this can be an impulsive choice that creates a larger conflict. So I really want you to scrutinize, once we hit Sunday, why are you doing what you're doing? Is it a matter of pride? Are you torn between what you believe in and who you believe you want to be? Like, this is that moment to really check in and try and feel your way through it and understand the feelings so they aren't pulling you forward without reflection. Because in our personal lives, you know, the scope is smaller for a lot of us, but we are seeing right now what pride and a lack of reflection and a lack of integrity and a lack of coherent philosophy and ego and selfishness and letting emotions run away with things. We're seeing what that's doing and the very real impact it's having on people's lives, and the world irreparably. So think about how you can shift that impulse in your own little sphere, because that stuff ripples slowly. The more people shift, the better it gets for everybody. All right, so happy week, y'all. That's what we're dealing with. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, clarifications, or confusions, and I will make little follow-ups if you ask the questions. All right, bye.